Hello, it's Tamara Hunter, and today is number 87 of 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. And we have our service hero today, this beautiful woman that I met not long ago and absolutely just was and I love her passion. I love her purpose. I love her intelligence and I love her spirit. Um, Caryn Kramer is and we talked about this. I'm just going to say it. She's a proud mother, a proud of three boys. She's a proud wife. She's got an amazing life going on, and she also has an international purpose to make things better. We're going to talk about that. So welcome, Caryn. Thank you for being who you are, and welcome to this to being service hero number 87.
Well, thank you. You are awesome yourself. You should be number one, two, three, four, five, and on and on. So thank you.
You're welcome. I want to highlight where you're at right now because you're actually not even in your home state. You've
Nope.
been you've been traveling a lot lately because of what you're
Yeah.
doing, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and in
Yeah.
fact, we were just talking that you currently have been on radio, you've been getting out there with your message because people are getting into what you're doing. Let's talk
Yep.
about that.
Yep.
Your day job, if
Yep.
you will, is that you live in the San Francisco area, correct?
Yep. Oakland. Yep.
Oakland, and you have a company. Why don't you tell us about that, and then we'll go into what you're doing with it.
Yep. So I think it's important to know and to try to make it relatable to everybody is that first and foremost, I am a mom of three teenage boys. I'm lucky enough to be married to my soulmate, and we have a pretty blessed life. My husband has a nice job. He puts food on the table. And up until about 6 months ago, I truly was living what you would call a pretty charmed life. So I would wake up and be with my kids and make breakfast, get them off to school. And then pretty much between 9 and 3, I could do whatever I want. So I can play tennis. I really had a pretty charmed life. And then I had a wake up call. And that wake up call was I was getting up and I was quite bored. I could do whatever I want, but there was really no purpose. So I heard an infomercial, and I think this is going to go a different way first, but I'm going to bring it back, Tamara.
That's
Um, and I heard an infomercial said, "Learn how to flip homes," and
oh,
I was like, I'm going to go. And to make a long story short, I pretty much carried out this program that I heard through an infomercial. I invested a heck of a lot of money in an education on learning how to flip homes. Now, if I'm going to invest a lot of money, I am going to study. I am an incredible student. Um, and so for the first month, was literally studying everything you needed to know, everything you need to know. And you'll know more about that because there's actually a book being written about it. But
cool.
that's besides the point. Then about a month in, I started to actually put my studying to practice, and I was starting to make offers on distressed properties. I was, going through that process, and in that process, I reflected back on a service trip that I was on 2 years ago with my family, and we went to Haiti. Now, what?
Hold on. Bring up your
Yeah,
thing, okay?
yes. And my family and we have done lots of cool things. We've gone to Spain. We've lived in Spain. I find ways to do things. It was a home exchange. I wasn't necessarily living and I don't have a gazillion dollars. I just find how to do things. But this one trip, I wanted to go, and we wanted to figure out to do a service trip together. So fast forward, we met this incredible guy who, an ex NFL player, Jay Feely, and he became a good friend of ours, and he offered to take us to Haiti on a true service trip. He financially supports an orphanage there in Haiti, so we really got to see firsthand what was going on, what was the landscape there, but in a very great in a real great privileged way. And I don't say it in a great privileged way that, oh my God, we stayed in this luxurious place. Um, but it was more that we really got to be, we got to see a lot and do a lot. And I think what you'll see on the pictures there is my son at the time was having a bar mitzvah. And as a bar mitzvah, you have to do a service program. And so he set out to raise $250 from his friends, to plant a tree. It's $15. And he went out and said, hey, I want to raise money. And then we said, my husband and I said, well, we'll match dollar for dollar. $6,000 later, and then 6,000 us, we're going to Haiti with $12,000, and it costs $6,000 to build a home. And that's a whole nother point. But anyways, we go there. And my point in saying that is when you open up your gateway, when you open up and tell people or ask or just let people know what you're doing, they want to join in. And that has happened on such a magnitude with now. So now fast forward, I go from a $20 an hour part-time teaching yoga 6 months ago to making over $1 million in 6 months on my flipping. I have such a successful, I own 7 properties in 6 months doing business. And I don't say this to say, oh my God, that's so incredible. I don't say that at all. What I say is that I can do this. I made it work. I invested in my husband invested in education. I took it seriously. The reason why I am so successful is because with every moment that I am talking with someone or that I am making a deal, it is because I have a purpose. So when I sit across a table and I am negotiating a purchase price of a $6.6 million distressed property, a property that has been half burnt down by a fire, it's not worth 6.6 anymore. When I am sitting there and I say to him, before we even talk price, is that whether I make $10,000, $100,000, or $1 million, which I will, off of this property when I sell it, it doesn't change my life. My kids are still fed. My kids, I'm still married to the man of my dreams. I'm still driving the same car. It doesn't change my life. I am still traveling where I want to travel in my means. Right? I'm not saying I'm going on a private jet. That is not what I'm telling you here. But what I'm saying is what does change is that the negotiation that I'm doing with you, that nickel and dime paid for the water tablet that my children passed out to the orphanage that we financially support. So you can get on board or you don't have to get on board. But at either way, I want your property because I think that there's value for me, but I need it at my price. So when he says, well, it's worth 6.6 before the fire, he's like, how about 5? I say, how about 3.5? And he's like, let's meet at 4. I'm like, okay, I just got down $1 million. I'll take it because I know what it's worth. Because now we're fixing it up. And so everywhere, so I got that because I have passion. Now, by the way, guess what? My realtor is now saying, hey, when are you going to Haiti next time? December. Can me and my girlfriend come? You bet you can. Now, when we're evaluating, when you are going to put a house up for $7 million, you need to make sure that you are building a $7 million home, which means that what's going in our backyard, we need to evaluate. In San Francisco, you don't really need a pool. Well, there's a very ugly pool, and it's like 1960s kind of pool. So I bring a pool guy there, and the pool guy says to me, I just want my options. I've been taught to act as a business person, but I act with, and I don't want to, it costs a lot of money to live in San Francisco. I'm not asking for a discount from this pool guy, right? So I said, just give me my options. How much is it to take out? How much is it to take out and put in an infinity pool? How much is it to beautify it? And what are my choices? He gives me my choices. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's do option A. And after he comes around, he says, hey, Caryn, he says, I have 7 kids. My middle son is a minister. Do you think he can come in December with you? I'm like, cha-ching, cha-ching. Of course he can, because I'm not sitting here asking for a discount on your services. You should be paid what you're worth. It's expensive. I'm not looking to make another homeless person on the streets in San Francisco, because you know what? You have to at least make $200,000 to even live in San Francisco. It's ridiculous.
Can I?
So,
Okay,
yes, sorry, I get on a tangent. Yeah.
right. That's okay though, because everybody's seeing your passion. you know, and how you attack everything in your life. I want to get into your nonprofit. That's how
Yes.
you and I met.
Yes.
We
Yes.
met not long ago in Las Vegas at the
Yep.
Power of Purpose,
Yep.
and you joined with Sherry Watson, our my senior advisor, one of your advisors,
Yes.
and the thing that really you stood out because you do have this kind of passion,
Yep.
and your trip to Haiti and your son's bar mitzvah service project
Yep.
really launched you into your nonprofit, correct?
Yes.
And that is Flipping for Humanity, correct?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and so let's talk about that. That's where I
Yes.
really
Thank
want to
you.
go now,
Yes.
because
Sorry. Thank
oh
you.
no,
That.
that's okay. I'm just gonna set it up a little bit here, because
Yes.
what I really want to stress with people is that I'm going to do a little bit more backstory to then go into it. You were saying that you have a pretty charmed life. You do.
Yep.
You
Yep.
get to do some really fun stuff. You do it with your family, you do it with your friends.
Yep.
And when you went on this particular trip,
Yep.
you saw that not everybody, and of course you live in the United States, you know that you have a charmed life. Okay,
Yep.
so that you're in Haiti, you see that there's the orphanage. You
Yep.
see also that there's a lot of poverty and a lot of the orphans, you were saying,
Yep.
that they are not truly orphans,
Yep.
right? They
Yep.
are there because this is a place where they can have a roof over their head and they can have food in their stomach.
Yep.
And these parents had to make a tough choice to drop them off
Yep.
at that orphanage, and so that their child will live and with a heavy heart, because of the fact that they don't have this simplicity of a roof over their head.
Yep.
Right? And that's what kind of gave you some passion to then have your passion project attached to what it is that you're doing with your daytime job, with your real estate deals, right? So let's
Yes.
let's talk about that. What did you see when you were at that orphanage, and what gave you the idea for Flipping for Humanity?
Yeah. So you hit it right on the nail there. 80% of the orphans actually have parents. So when I was given that statistic,
Mm-hmm.
and I learned that there is a line out the door and that this particular orphanage that we financially support through our friend Jay Feely, which is, anyways, so when I heard that there was a line out the door of mothers waiting to hand their baby over in hopes that they would take them so that they can be fed, sheltered, clothed, schooled, and they go back to their homeless environment, which is um, on the streets in a tent, not able to drink water, or else they will get malaria. I was devastated because the joke in my family is I really am truly a doer. I have 3 boys, and I always thought I was going to get a girl. My kids wanted another girl, and so literally, I always have to preface my family whenever we're doing something, because I just do things. I told them before we left, I said, I just want you to be prepared. If I come back with another child, another baby, a baby girl, don't be surprised. It's in my power if that is what is calling of me. I just want to let you know, truly, there's a 50-50 chance. And my family knows that.
Uh-huh.
And my husband knows who he married. He knows it.
Well, you
And
are soulmates. He should.
he loves me, and he tells me that, but he never knows who I'm going to bring home to feed.
Well,
Anyways,
and
my
so what you're doing, I want to really, like you
yeah,
said, hit that nail, because I want people to understand the idea here that you have made it, you boiled it down to simplicity.
yes,
You sell a house, and
yes,
then what you do is you take a portion of your proceeds. And if you need to get into a car or something, if it's starting to rain, because you're in Florida, right? Go for it.
I am in Florida.
Yeah. We've all been there, and
right.
we know how that's done. Okay, so but as you're walking to the car,
Yes.
proceeds, some of the proceeds from your deals, your transactions, actually then you are translating some of those dollars, some of that energy into helping to create homes, correct?
Yeah. So I started off with just our family was privately giving some funds to Jay Feely because he had a full nonprofit. And so then it came to be that I was starting to gonna make a lot of money. And my whole business model for my for-profit is that with every house that I buy and sell, we build a home in Haiti. Not me. We hire Haitians to build a home. That is $6,000. So that's really easy peasy. It's really easy when you can literally buy a foreclosed house in New Jersey for $100,000, put $25,000 in it and sell it for $250 because I bought it foreclosure. Now I'm not only giving a family here a home to start make memories in, I can then give easy. I'm making what, $60,000 profit, easy 10%. I go then and can give that to Jay. But now when I buy a $4 million home like this scenario, and I'm going to sell it for 7 or 8 million, and I'm going to probably clear about 2 million. And I'm not saying that because like, oh my God, I'm a millionaire. That is why I wanted to tell you that story. That is not my purpose. My purpose is I'm not now just building a $6,000 a home in Haiti. I am now moving on to what my nonprofit. This is why I had to form my own nonprofit, is because what I do, Flipping for Humanity, it empowers families globally in 2 ways. 1, affordable homes, and 2, by sustaining their lives. So what does that mean? Now my goal is get that orphan back with their parent, put a house, put a roof on there. You can do that for $6,000. That's easy. I can go out and ask anyone. I know a lot of people that are willing to write a $6,000 check. They're willing to give my son $15 to plant a tree. They can be willing to pay $6,000. That's easy. But I don't want that now. Now, when I get $2 million profit, I want to give, what is 10% of 2 million? Now $200,000. What can $200,000 do? Now I'm thinking out of the box. Now we've gotten that family in that home, right? Together. Right. They're back. That's all they want. These kids do not want to be adopted by Americans and be taken away. They just want to be with their parents and be happy. The only difference when we are playing soccer with those kids, the only difference, we are laughing, and there's a little language barrier because they speak Creole. We are laughing and having so much fun. The only difference that you see in this picture, my kids are the one with the shoes on. The other ones do not.
Wow.
So my point is we are laughing.
I didn't look at it close enough. I think that we need to highlight that one more time. So your kids internationally, you get a ball and you give it to them. That takes away all borders. That takes away all stress. That takes away everything. That is a common language. Yep. But in this picture, there's not commonality because your children have protection on their feet and the other ones don't.
Yep. And my kids, being the beautiful kids that they are, basically at the airport took off their shoes and handed it to the people there. Like that's how good. That's how impactful it is.
I back to the beginning of our time, we really highlighted the fact that you first and then you seconded it. And we're going to highlight again, you are a mother that is raising 3 teenage sons, and you want them to be aware of they're living a charmed life. They're in a really affluent, if you will, area of California.
Yep.
They are not wanting for anything. They would not even have a clue of what is actually happening in the world had it not been for you and your husband saying, you know what, we want more for our sons of awareness. And so for the service project, your one son does the $6,000, fundraising, you match it, you go to Haiti, you go and you do a service project. Well, then you get inspired. And in this 6 months, you have started your own business. You have started a nonprofit. You are out there raising awareness of all of this. I know that you've been on Dan the Man's radio show now a few times, remote, and then you're there in Miami Beach currently because one thing about what's cool and what I want people on this show today to realize is that when you're serving and you get in with other like-minded people, you become friends with them. It's great because you're in, they say 6 degrees of separation, or you are a sum of the 5 friends that you hang out with. And all of those really great sayings, but when you can start then affecting change in a positive way, and you're doing it as an example for your boys, that is absolutely service hero material. And I want people to understand that here you come at it from being a mom. I think that that is so amazingly beautiful, Caryn. Just absolutely beautiful. Now, you were telling me that Dan the Man, and in fact, I think I pulled even a picture. Let me, maybe
Dan the Money Man.
Dan the Money Man and his wife, that they are now not only becoming, that they've been helping with the message, getting it out there, because bottom line, you got a head for numbers, you got an eye for seeing things, and you're doing it, and you're doing it at such a fast pace. Others, yeah, I can see why they want you on there, because others will want to do the same thing. And hopefully guys do it, because if you can take her model and then take that 10%, think about what can be done. Do it for your own cause, whatever your passion is, but get out there and do it. So what you're doing is that you said that one of your other causes or one of your other missions and messages is that your neck of the woods, let's say the Oakland, San Francisco area, because of how expensive it is one of the largest areas for homelessness of people that actually have jobs. It's because to actually have a roof, we are becoming, in some necks of our woods in the United States, almost a third country within a country in certain networking areas, because we are outpricing ourselves. And that is part of your message and mission also, isn't it? Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So, like what I said, is my mission is to empower families globally, and I do it through two ways: affordable homes, and secondly, through sustainable living. And so I start with Haiti because that's where it hit home for us. However, where is my home? My home is Oakland. Oakland is an incredible place. It's right outside of San Francisco. It is like the new. It's amazing, right? It's an amazing place.
I
Home
love
of the
that
Warriors.
area. Yeah.
It's a fantastic place.
Yeah.
However, just like I grew up in LA, and I grew up in a small little area in the Santa Monica area, just over the hill is downtown LA. And growing up, that really was where all the gangs are. That is, I ran track, and I was the only white person doing hurdles at Crenshaw High School. And the only way that I could identify my father in the crowd at 4 o'clock on a Friday was looking out, and he was the only white man there. And believe me, was not good hurdler, and I didn't have as long legs as anyways. Besides the point, is that Oakland is still a tough area. However, we live in the Salesforces, Ubers, and Google. That is our backyard. That is Silicon Valley. I was a part of a .com company. To be privileged to be a part of that and experience that whole stock option thing, it's an amazing thing to do. It's also an amazing thing to win the lottery ticket, basically, to have your stock, you get stock at pennies, and it go up to 100, and then all of a sudden it goes down to nothing, and then you start
Right.
owing money, right? So what
Right.
I'm saying is that's a whole nother story. You can read about that in my book. But my point being is that I knew that I couldn't just. I knew that I'm already helping Haiti, and I knew that I needed to help where I am. I mean, this is where my kids are being
Right.
raised, and so you literally, when my husband goes into work and he's in advertising his own business, he goes into his office in San Francisco. You know who he's greeted by? He's greeted by the homeless guy who's shooting up heroin every day in that small,
Right.
before he gets on the elevator. And
Right.
I'm like, sweetie, that's not true. People don't do that. He's like,
Oh,
what world do you live in?
right, right,
Like,
right.
really?
Okay,
I'm
I
like,
want
no,
to.
no, no.
Okay, I'm going to stop you here because I
Oh,
really
I'm
want to
going off
point
on a
this
tangent.
out.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Oh,
want to point this out because it's not only just happening there. I live out in, a few counties over from the Beverly Hills and Hollywood area, which I've been traveling in a lot. They've been helping me to get my messages out there. And I have been absolutely almost gut wrenchingly sick to my stomach at how people that are in our country are living literally on the streets, the sidewalks. And yes, there is a drug problem. Yes, there is crime there. Yes, there's a lot of issues. But also, there are many that are there because of a circumstance that oftentimes you're one or two paychecks away from homelessness in this country. And it is becoming such an epidemic that if we don't step up here soon as a community and as communities to say, how can we make a change? Then we will be a third world country, and our cities will be nothing but trashed, and we will not be the United States that was, that pulled together and said no more. However, right now we have that chance. We have that chance, and we are at that pivotal point where people like you, Caryn, our service hero today, are out there saying, you know what? I'm a mom of three teenage boys. What can I do? I can help people in Haiti. I can help them to become united, and other moms can get their kids back. I can relate to that. I can do that. But then you come home because you start seeing what you can actually do because you're amazing. And you start implementing things
so
here, and you are now seeing in your backyard there's need. But now, because you've been going back to Miami Beach and getting to know Dan the money man and his group, they're encouraging you to take this message where?
well, first of all, you basically finish my sentences every time you open your mouth. So that, I mean, it's like a soul sister. I don't even need to talk. I'll just keep nodding. Because as you can see, if I can literally go from a $20 an hour yoga, teaching yoga, to making $1 million plus in 6 months, you bet I'm going to find out how. I'm going to do it. How to get the encampments that are growing so big time under the freeways when as I drive to go to my Home Depot. You bet. So here is what we are doing. I'm so beyond excited. This is why I cannot wait to go to bed at night. Seriously, because I cannot wait to wake up in the morning, because when I wake up, I change lives, and I
Yes.
truly do. So I don't sleep much, and it's not healthy. I'm actually a holistic nutritionist by training, and I know it's not healthy. So if anyone wants to comment, I know that. However, I've been up for beyond hours. It's a joke. Even in Miami, because I'm thinking of I mean, one person, and all of a sudden I'm connected. But here is my point is, and I hope I get this out with clarity, because what I am looking to do is I am looking just just like you said, do it. Like, take that Nike uh, slogan of just do it. I am doing it, and
Yes.
everyone can. I have started. I'm already doing it. I'm already a millionaire, right? On paper. I'm doing it. Great, awesome. I am already giving to Haiti. Great, awesome, check, right? It's not check.
Right.
I don't want to make it sound like it is such a business plan. However, it is such a business plan. I'm already buying distressed properties. So why can't, when I go into Home Depot and I see that they're going to close their doors, why can't I go? Because I know how to do it. I'm in real estate. I'm an investor. Why
Right.
can't I go and say, oh my God, that guy, literally last week, whenever I go to a Starbucks, there is always a homeless guy somewhere at my Pete's or Starbucks, and I talk to them. First of all, I never give money, and I say, what do you want to eat? And you not want to know what this guy, James, last week says to me outside of Starbucks as I'm on my way to Home Depot to get stuff for my for-profit deals. He says, can I, if you don't mind, can I get a green juice and some type of protein egg wrap? He's not asking me for crap. He's not, he knows what feeds his soul. He knows it. So I get him like $25-$30 worth of stuff so that he has food for the whole day. He's like, God bless you. I mean, how often do you get to get God bless you, right? I'm Jewish and I'll take that blessing. Like, that's amazing. It's this, and that's another point is when you go to Haiti, they are so religious, and thank God they are, because they need it. They are the
Right.
poorest country in the world, and then they get natural disaster after natural disaster.
Yeah.
They are just, and they share. I mean, on the backside, they're with Dominican Republic, who's one of the richest. So you get all these rich tourists, and then you have the poorest nation. It's a real dichotomy. It's crazy. Anyways, literally, I say to him, "Here's the money." He says, "God bless you." My point is, it's a humanitarian. It's called flipping for humanity. It's not flipping for Jesus. It's not flipping for Moses. It's a humanitarian. And I go over there with a mission. My family, my Jewish family, go over, and we are going around spreading the word of the gospel. Fine with me, because we need to give faith. All what we want to do is pass out those water tablets because we want those kids to live. Right?
Right.
That's what we're
Right.
doing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I go back. So now we wrap this to tie this back into Oakland. So now I am sitting there and I'm talking to James, and I said, James, I'm like, what's your story? Like, why? And he's like, I'm like, what do you want? What do you need? He's like, I just want a shower. He's like, I kind of have to wait in line, and I secretly go into this park, and there's a certain hour that I can go in and I can take a shower, and then as long as I'm not caught, I'll go to I'm like, what happened? He goes, oh, well, 5 years ago, I'm an electrician. I'm state certified. Like, I'm $40 an hour, pay taxes. I was working on this really nice woman's house, really nice area. And her and her husband were going through a divorce, and we started having an affair. I'm like, oops, I know where that's going. And he's like, yep. Then the husband comes after me, takes away my car, takes away this. He had it in for me. I said, so in other words, you took a left turn when you should have just taken a right. And he's like, yep. I'm like, so it could be any of us, right?
Exactly. And that's where I wanted you to go with this. And I'm so glad you are. Yes, we are like that soul sister thing going on. Loving it, Caryn. We can actually, I think you're going to have so many people, and I know you already do, because your messages, you were actually saying to me, I go anywhere because you have a distinctive voice. You go anywhere and people are now like, aren't you that person?
Well, I just get crazy. I'm just so passionate. I really am so passionate. But
Yeah.
I want to get this one message out in that.
Yes.
So what I'm so excited is that my goal, and a part of Flipping for Humanity, we have started on my oldest son is 17, and he was working for me over the summer, and my assistant, we live right around the corner from Cal Berkeley and down the street from Stanford, right? So we have these really bright kids that are brilliant, that really go and get these incredible educations, and then what?
Right.
They're the ones that's serving us at Starbucks. So we're paying $60,000, our parents, whatever, 30, 40, 50, $60,000 to get college education per year. For what? Right? Because it's so hard. You are so lucky if you get a job at Apple. You are so lucky if you get a job at Salesforce. So lucky. You're going to work your butt off, and you're going to see what the work ethic that you need to put in, and the sweat. So my whole goal is, now let's start building entrepreneurs. I'm going to teach you how to flip homes. Yeah, whatever asset, if you want to sell them, if you want, whatever you want to do, you want to build them, whatever you want to do, let me show you how. That's easy. I'm doing it. Look I'm no rocket scientist. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm like, why would you want to buy from me? I'm just telling you, there are plenty of people that want to sell there's plenty of pain points of why people sell their house. And that's not for this discussion, but why people will sell their house to me. I just come in with cash. I am a solution to their pain. It may be
Right.
divorce, it may be a foreclosure,
Right.
whatever it may be. That's beside the point. I can teach that night and day to anyone. Someone out of their 20s that just got out of college that doesn't want to be a lawyer, that doesn't want to be an accountant. I can teach it to a homeless person. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, if I will teach it to you if you have a purpose. Because I have invested in myself. I get up at 2 in the morning. I can't sleep because I want to change lives. If you want to change lives, awesome. The most amazing thing that happened out of that Las Vegas mastermind is we're sitting amongst 45 people, and I'm sitting there, and everyone's going around with their mission statement. And all I'm doing is thinking, phew, I don't have to save the world. Like, the weight of the
Right.
world is off my shoulders
Right.
because I know
Yes.
Tamara, if I get cancer, I'm going to go to Tamara because I don't want to go through it alone.
Right.
If my father starts suffering from post depression after from the military, or if Rose, if I have someone disabled, if my father gets disabled and he has to
Right.
go to the vet, for the vets, I'm going to call Rose. I'm
Right.
like, oh my God, because all I do is I walk the streets, and before I found Haiti, before I had this mission, my life was groovy. It was so groovy, but so groovy. I mean, here's this. 5 years ago, I literally am going and getting my holistic nutrition, and I am healthy. I am fit. I am healthy. My family's healthy.
Yeah.
No cancer, no diabetes. Like, I am healthy. And everyone that goes to get the holistic nutrition, they have something. They have irritable bowel. They have
Right.
migraines.
Right. Right. Yeah.
There's a
Usually.
reason
Right.
why they brought them. There was
Right.
no pain point. So here I am searching. I am searching because I just want to help. Like, I've been fortunate. I want to help, and I'm not saying I'm a saint, a nun that spreads the word. That is not my goal. My whole goal is, if you can see, if someone is watching this and they see the passion.
Right.
What is your passion? And it can be, so I was saying, I have what's called now a program called Future Flippers. That Future Flippers, I also have a program that we have voices of the streets of Oakland, where we go and we get those voices heard of what the homeless need. Why are they there? Why have they become mentally ill? Why are they disabled? Why did your father abuse you? Were you
Right.
sex
Right.
trafficked? Like,
Right.
what? Everyone has a story. So that
Right.
is why. So now I'm just a connector. I'm a gateway. I can now go to my legislator. I can go to Gavin Newsom and say, oh, wait, what's top on your agenda? Oh, getting the homeless off the streets of San Francisco. Oh, because of the opioids. Oh, because of whatever it is. I am now saying, guess what? I have a solution. I have a solution, and here it is. I'm going to write it up in a grant that you have and give me the money. And now I don't even have to worry. I don't have to use my money. I don't have to use my husband's retirement money. Like, we're
Right.
leveraging up the yin
Right.
yang. I mean,
So let me ask you this then. So I understand. So
yeah.
what you're saying is that your solution that you were presenting to your legislator is that you can teach others what you've been doing in helping them to flip, or what is it that?
No.
I want to
yes, sorry.
understand how you can get them from
Yes.
off the streets to where
Yes.
you see them
Yes.
able to go.
So that's just one program. So I was mixing a lot because I get so excited and we have a short amount of time. I'm
That's okay.
sorry. I have so much to share.
That's okay. That's why I was bringing you back, because I want to
So-
understand, and
Yes.
I don't know what you're doing with this. So let's boil it down.
So here I have Flipping for Humanity. It's the umbrella, right?
Right.
And so underneath it is a program. It's called Future Flippers. And that is really developed, was homegrown organically over the summer, developed because my son, who's 17, was working for me in the for-profit, the real estate side. But my son was also the one that came to Haiti with me. So he understood the purpose, right? He
Right.
understood why I was getting these properties. He was understanding what was the process. I had an assistant I have an assistant, Juliet, at Cal, who's brilliant. I don't have time for social media. And they are gurus at social media. So I'm hiring her, right? What is Flipping for Humanity? I'm telling you right now. Flipping for Humanity, we empower families globally by providing affordable homes and sustainable living. Bottom line, it doesn't matter if you're in Haiti, it doesn't matter if you're in Oakland, it doesn't matter where you are. I just happen to be starting in Haiti because it's a passion of mine, and I am starting to touch upon my local area of the Bay Area. That's all.
Okay.
Hopefully the model is there for it to replicate. So
Okay,
anyways,
so you have the
so
junior level, if you will, flipping
exactly.
that, and then how are you going to then get the ones off the street? So let's
Right.
go there.
Okay, so that's future flippers, but it's really understanding the model of how a for-profit and nonprofit work. Now, and for flipping for humanity, flipping is really because of real estate. So that is what I know. Right? That is what I learned. So I can teach that, and kids want to teach that. Real estate's never going away. It may go
Right.
down, it may go up, but it's never going away. So it's learning how to be an entrepreneur. It's learning. So here it is, taking a high school, taking a college, and taking people in their 20s, taking stay-at-home moms that are coming out of retirement. They're looking for something, right?
That's a whole new group. Yes, I had the
That's what the book's
conversation with
about.
someone about that group yesterday.
Yeah, yes.
Absolutely.
So that's one division, right? That's a program. Now, another division that can kind of overlap. Now, granted, you got to understand that I live in Oakland, right next to Berkeley. I live in California, as do you. We are all socially responsible. I mean,
Right.
up here especially. You go to anywhere else, hopefully they are, but we live it, right? We are the Berkeley riots. That's where I live around the block. I can see the Campanile from my house. So we are a part. We are grassroots. This is how things done. When we hear about Sherry Watson's story about her handcuffing herself in a wheelchair, that's how she got the ADA approved, right? It was grassroots. It's that.
Right.
And that's where we are here. That is how we're going to get the homeless off the streets. I am sure that there have been a gazillion proposals. Okay, let me be focused, right? That's my ADD out there. So we have future flippers.
That's okay.
Then we have a division of understanding, really understanding what our city is, and our city is what it's made up of and what it has become, and that's where we touch upon giving the voices, giving a vlog to the homeless on the streets, because that then empowers me to then go to my next prong, if you will, to my legislators. And that enables me to say, hey, I just want to let you know, this is what the streets need. They didn't get here. This. I'm just telling you. And here's the support. They're right in the back office. If you let them in, they'll tell you the story. So now they're hearing. Now I am just the connector. I then move over now to the next prong, and I say, I have a model because I do this. Right? I buy distressed properties. I know how to buy them. My goal is I want that building, and I want to put affordable homes in there. I also want to put a commercial Starbucks in there. I also want to have hydroponics in there. I also want to blah, 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 because now I want to not only take these, it's not enough. It's not enough to put a house over someone's head. How do they afford to live? I don't want them to have a house and a shower and then still to go to the garbage can and get my leftover food. That's not fair. Right? That's not fair. I'm leaving that. That's like, here's the lottery ticket, but don't cash it in. That's not fair. Just sit on it, right? That's not fair. So that's how I connect the dots. So lots of different programs, but it is all related, because hopefully in my area, everyone wants to be socially conscious. And so now here is the difference. In all of these, right, we talk about all this, and everything is kind of related. It all goes back to affordable housing. Number one, that's the number one step. And then number two really is sustainable living. And that means giving them a toolbox, enabling them. What it is, it means that I am bringing my contractor, I am bringing students, I am bringing my son, I am bringing the minister from the son of the pool. I am bringing everyone I can for my first round in Haiti. And we're going to see, what are we going to do? I met someone else that's going to put a tele-distance learning in. And if I can get that with grant money, awesome. If I can't, I'm going to go ask Google. And if I can't, I'm going to ask someone else. And if I can't, I'm going to ask my husband. Right?
Right.
So in other
Okay.
words, I'm
So
just going to get it done.
okay. So what I'm hearing now, so we're gonna button this up, but what I'm hearing, I'm getting it. I'm
Okay.
getting it, and I'm loving it. And congratulations for all of this, because I know right now, this is it. I've seen so much since I saw you last, so much growth and so much more that you're taking on. But you're also making it happen. You're not just saying it. It's like you said, just do it. And you are just doing it. So what I'm seeing you are just doing is this all started because of a trip to Haiti and
Yes.
seeing a need and finding out about these children that were in an orphanage of someone that you knew and were traveling with, traveling companion that was supporting these kids, and to find that 80% of them have parents, 80% of them have a mother that is, their heart is breaking because they had to drop them off at the orphanage. And since you are a mother of 3 teenagers, you then realized, hey, I wouldn't want to have to do that with my kids. There's no way. But I can make something happen. And in with the translation of, if you will, dollars or energy, our money here in the United States can actually translation it to create a home, to build a home in Haiti. You can do it for $6,000, right? It's right around there. Okay, so then you take that on. Okay, then you learn how to restore homes in your neck of the woods, your backyard. Very, very pricey areas. So, of course, that translates, since you're a salesperson, you're closing deals, you're going to get a percentage of that sale. And in that, you as a family in a philanthropic way are thinking, okay, we are going to give back. We are going to help others. You have the project, your passion project in Haiti, but then you start seeing, hey, this is really taking off. I can do more. And then you go down to your husband's office, you see the people on the streets. They're shooting up. Why are they there? You go and you meet the gentleman at Starbucks that wants to eat something healthy. And because of a left turn rather than a right turn, his story is a skilled man is now on the streets. So how can you affect change? You can, with your passion, you start going to the legislatures. You go, you meet Sherry Watson. You go and meet other like-minded individuals that are taking on the world, and you're feeling like, oh, hey, I don't have to do everything. I will concentrate on my thing. So then you hook up with Dan, the money man. He starts helping your message to go out there. You're writing a book on how you're doing it. And now you're starting to teach others. You create an organic program through your high school oldest son that is like, okay, junior entrepreneurs, this is how you do it. This is what you can do. And then you're going out there and finding out why, looking at those people and not just saying, oh, those poor people, let's give them something. No, you're actually digging deeper and you're saying, why is this happening? And how can we change it? So in so many different ways, you are an epitome of what a service hero is all about. So going from here to your next, to your next few moments of your sleepless day, and weeks and months ahead, I can only imagine what you're going to be doing and how you are going to be affecting change. My vision is, and hearing and just really excited about, yes, we need to help people internationally. I've been seeing that so much, and I appreciate us taking it out there, but we also need to help those people here at home. It starts at home. And thank you for doing that. Thank you for being a model. And I know that we have a fellow pioneer in Chicago doing some amazing things, and I'm going to be bringing her on too. So we'll let that story come on here soon. And if we start having people that are like you, that are moms, that are just saying, you know what, enough, that are nanas, that are saying enough, all these women that are coming back out and saying, I've got skills and I see a need. Let's, I am beyond thrilled with the possibilities of where things are going. So, Caryn, if people are inspired, which, Tina Larson Hall, she just mentioned inspirational. Tina, love you, love you. So many of our friends that are, and Eric Zuley of the Zuley Way, you need to connect with him. We'll talk about that. You need to also, see how he's got some amazing things going on. That, the more your message gets out, and I see why you're in Miami Beach, the more you're going to inspire others. And let's just say it. If we have Karyns throughout the United States out there that are saying no more, no more. How are we going to clean up our streets? How are we going to do this? And in doing it without the bureaucracy, because I know there's a lot of good people that have been trying to get that done. But we're at a pivotal point in our days these days lately. Social change has been around for a while. Yes, in your backyard, Berkeley area. Yes, we all know the stories of when we were young. But we don't want to hand this time off to our children to be saying when they're older and they've got grandchildren, I remember those days, and it's only gotten worse. It hasn't gotten better. We got to just say, time out. This is it. This is it. So I thank you, Caryn, for what you're doing. Oh my gosh, I thank you. And I am throwing it out there. And I know that you love to connect with people. And so if people are inspired by what you're doing, and if they want to learn from you, if they want to team with you, if they can in any which way start doing this in their neck of the woods, because guys, if you haven't gone into your cities, you might be actually shocked to think, oh my gosh, it's happening where I live and I didn't know that. I would wager that most likely it is. And if you don't know, why don't you check? Because we need to stand up and make a difference, and one person can. And 6 months ago, you were teaching yoga, and look at you now. You're changing the world, and go, girl. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, let's just see. There's a few comments here. I don't want to miss any, because we've been talking so much, and I want to make sure that we acknowledge all the people that have that are hanging with us, because we've got a few. Thank you for.
Can
yes,
I say
go
one
ahead.
thing?
Yes.
And then obviously we want to wrap it. But so my thing that Haiti spoke to me, and then I was able to relate it back to my purpose. But I don't want. I feel every single person has a purpose, and I'm even saying in my 12-year-old has a purpose. His purpose may be to fit in amongst his friend. His purpose may be to protect that person that's being bullied on the field. My 17-year-old's purpose may be to make sure that he's healthy so he can, play tennis well. Your purpose may be that you have a son that is autistic. Your purpose may be that your mom is suffering from Alzheimer's. Your purpose may be is that your wife has cancer. The purpose may be is that you went in for a shoulder surgery and the pain was so excruciating that you then got on pain pills and you can't get off of it. That may be your purpose. And my purpose, it just so happens, my purpose is Haiti and homelessness and opioids and helping the vets and all these people. Like it's a plethora. But what I'm saying is that when you find it, when you find that you wake up and you get up at 2 a.m. and you can't fall back asleep and you want to change lives, it doesn't have to be Haiti. It doesn't even have to be the homeless. It doesn't. But when you find it, it is unbelievable what you can
Yes.
do. It
Yes.
is, and when you feel like then if you are at a crossroads and you're like, oh my God, yes, I have a brother who's autistic and it really sucks. It sucks
Right.
for him and it sucks for being me. It sucks for my
Right.
mom and it sucks for my dad. Whatever it is.
Right.
I think it's actually a blessing, because I think that disabled share give us a whole new perspective on what true happiness is. But that's besides the point. But my point is that once you find it and you open your mouth and you are sitting and having coffee or having a beer or having a glass of wine alone at a bar, and you start a conversation with the bartender or the batista or the person next to you, and all of a sudden you open your mouth, you would be blown away how that commonality of, oh my God, my mom too, or oh my
Yes.
God, my
Yes.
mom just,
Yes. Yes.
right,
Yes.
my mom's going through chemo too, oh my God, the
Yes.
symptoms, oh my God. And then all of a sudden you have connected, and now you go to another level. What are you doing about it, right? You've now connected. Well, God, if we could raise money, oh my God, why don't we go ask Starbucks if we can just, if they'll give us 20% of today's profits, and then we could
Right.
go do something. It's just asking. So what
Right.
I really don't think I am a service hero, but I thank you for that, and I will take that. But I am truly just a gateway. I am I am saying here, I'm saying for my for profit, I'll teach you night and day how to flip homes, because I can do it and I'm successful right now. That is easy. But
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't want to unless you had a purpose. And if you don't
Right.
have a
Right.
purpose,
Right.
if you don't have a
Right.
purpose, then join me, because I can't lose another hour of sleep. I really can't. Join
Right.
me on my mission if you don't have one. And if you
Right.
share along with it, and if you ever have taken, if you're getting a knee replacement and you're nervous about it, if your husband drinks too much, join me, because
Right.
I'm just join me and go find me and follow me on flippingforhumanity.org. Call me. The phone number goes to me. That goes to my cell phone. That email goes to my email box. So
Okay,
come.
say that again.
Yeah.
Say it again slower, and then we'll put it in the comments area. So go ahead.
Yeah. So
Actually,
it's
I'll type it
okay.
out.
Yeah, you can type it in. It's flipping, like FLIPPING, for humanity, humanity.org. And if you miss it and say .com, it gets to the same place. And I would say that that's the best place, because you can see who I am. You get to meet my kids on it. You get to hear, been televised on HGTV for my for-profit, House Hunters. I've been now on radio. There's just lots of fun things. And my whole thing is I'm all about fun. I have 3 boys that
Oh
are
yeah.
crazy
Oh
about
yeah.
sports, and
Yeah.
I
You
I just
are
have it
about
fun.
fun. Yeah.
It's my fun.
Absolutely.
But you want to know what the coolest thing is? Oh God, I'm sorry, Tamara, you can cut me off. I'm not even going to tell that story, because it wasn't about meeting Salt and Pepper and being on the red carpet with Salt and Pepper. It was about who I was with that brought me to there, and the connections that I made with in regards to Haiti on that trip, which is the Clinton Foundation consultant leader who controls the funds. That's who I was. That's who I was on poolside when I was going right before red carpet like that. I was more excited. I was like, oh my God, Andrew, do you know who my husband? I'm like, do you know who I'm with? Oh my God, like literally right on the plane with Hillary, and all the money that it goes to Haiti all the time. I'm like, do you know what? He's like, well, wait, aren't you there, Bruno Mars? You're going to go backstage? I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I'm poolside. Do you know who she is? She's just a writer. She's a connector. I get more excited about that, right? Than I
Right.
can. So I leave you with
So
this last story, and then you cut me off. Ready? I know. Here's my last story.
you just love her, guys. I mean,
I know. Oh my
the
God.
energy
But
is incredible. Yes.
this
Okay.
is
So
why I do it. This is why I do it. I think that as a mother or father, but as a mother, when you have a child, your job becomes you have a responsibility. It is your job. Your job is to make sure they're safe, make sure, not necessarily make sure they're happy, but you make sure they're safe and they're clothed and they have the necessities, right? Happiness, that's awesome if they're happy, but that's not you don't have to create their happiness. So I have these three kids. We go to these great things, and we go to Haiti and we experience this incredible experience. We get to go build, actually physically build, and I know you showed pictures. We get to
Right.
play and we get to pass out all this stuff. On the last day, our driver and translator, Poppy, who's an incredible guy, we go to church with them, to Mission of Hope Church, and church is really big. I mean, everyone's bussed in and it's amazing. Everyone dresses up and it's beautiful. And afterwards, we go back to our hotel. We were staying at this nice hotel, relative, nice hotel. It was a great hotel. But in order to come to visit that hotel as an outsider, you have to pay $15 to be able to use the pool or the private
Okay.
ocean. So we invite Poppy and his daughter, his 9-year-old daughter, to come join us for a day of swimming. So they come on over, and the Poppy's daughter doesn't own a bathing suit because she's never been in a pool or the ocean before. So my husband goes up to the street with her, and she picks out the most gorgeous pink bikini in this gold. She has a golden brown Haitian skin, gorgeous, and with her braids. And so she comes out and so sexy and awesome looking, like she feels like a supermodel, right?
Right.
She's never owned a bathing suit. So we
Right.
go swimming, and literally we're swimming and having so much fun. We go in the ocean, we go back in the pool. My kids have moved on. They're now playing soccer on they play the ball, and she's still in the pool playing all by herself, laughing up a storm. Like she's in heaven, right?
Right.
So afterwards she gets out, and then we have our last meal together, and we have steak and fries for like $10, but a treat, and she's eating like it is like amazing, right? Like when is she at steak and fries?
Right.
So we go there and we're having this incredible time. We say goodbye and we leave, we go back, and we get back to our normal stuff. Having three kids, I am a soccer mom and blah, 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 blah,
Right.
right? So in
Right.
other sports. So I'm driving my son, Zach. This is the one that raised the money. This is the one that had the most powerful speech at his bar mitzvah, because everyone in that room had contributed to Haiti. So you
Oh,
can
wow.
see how
Yeah.
impactful that here we
Yeah.
had this tree. We had this tree with everybody's name on a branch. Every single person knew when he was speaking,
Nice.
and he
Yeah.
had talked about his experience. Everybody was a part of it. He was just a gateway. He asked
Right.
and people
Right.
gave, right? All he
Right.
wanted was $250. He got
Right.
6,000, right?
Right.
So that's the power of asking, right? Because people want
Right.
to give.
The power of
So
asking. Yeah, that's
right.
good. That's good. So
So
back to the girl, the
yes.
bikini.
So
Right.
here we are. So we get back, and I'm driving Zach to lacrosse practice, and it's just him and I will not cry because I normally cry. But he says to me, he goes, "Mom, remember that day, the last day we were with Poppy and we were having so much fun?" And I could see him thinking, and he's like, so it was $15 each, so it cost you $30, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, so, and he's starting to name all the kids that we were playing with, and we had so much fun at the orphanage. And he's like, so there were 25 kids, right? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, where's he going with this?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, so Mom, if 25 times 15, he's like, how much do you think a bus would cost? He's like, if I could raise money to get all 25 kids to actually experience that day that I know brought so much happiness to Poppy and his daughter, he's like, do you think we could do it? And I'm like, holding back the tears. And I'm like, yeah, I think we can do it. He gets out of the car, and I call my husband up, and my husband's this big crazy sports, and we're very dedicated. He's dedicated to Michigan, and he's in New York, and he has his New York teams, but we're very dedicated to our Warrior, to our Oaklands. We're very dedicated. We have season tickets, and I'm always fighting with him in a funny way. We don't really fight, but I'm fighting with him, and we on our pillow talks, he's like, we have these 3 tickets, and there's 3 boys and him that mostly go to the games. We share the tickets with other families, and so he's like, the finals are coming up, and with the finals, Warriors have been so incredibly good. This is 2 years ago when they were like incredible. And they're playing the Cavs and blah blah blah. Anyways, he's like, so I'm gonna take, so and so and so and so because it's their turn. And I turned to him, I'm like, those tickets because the Warriors are so good, we can literally sell those tickets. I don't know, 5,000 pop. I don't know, like, like the Warriors were that good. And so he's like, I don't work. I don't work like as hard as my husband and I both grew up in a very middle class family with both working parents. And so he's like, I don't work the way I work. So I work the way I work because I want to enjoy the fruits of, the fruits of the grapes or whatever to say with my kids. That's who I want to be with. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I said, but wait, we're raising entitled kids. Like, what are we doing? Like that, if they can go to a finals game of the Warriors, like, what are we doing? And then, so my son, Zach, he gets out of the car and I call my husband and I say to him, whenever I give you a hard time about, flying him to the Final Four, to Atlanta to watch Michigan in the Final Four. And I'm like, oh my God, that was an expensive weekend. I'm like, just tell me to shut up, because you know what? We are doing a great job. And I don't need anyone to pat me on the back. And I don't need any affirmation or validation from anybody, because the story that I'm just going to share with you, which I shared with my husband, validates that there is no money in the world that can tell your kids to live life with their heart, right? To have the compassion. And if he can come up with that scenario to now say, I'm going to work, get my chore money or raise money or ask people or figure out how to get those 25 kids to experience what we experienced, then we're doing a good job, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I leave you with that story because I think that even the very young can be inspired, and they can and it's going to move them to move mountains, because when you have a purpose, he has a purpose now. And now we're going back to Haiti, and now it's Asher, my youngest. He's 12, he's going to be 13, celebrating his bar mitzvah. He has to pick a service project. He is going to live out Zach's dream. He is going to raise that money. So when you will see a donation page that goes out on him asking, hey, do you mind $15? Because that pays for them to go swimming. Do you mind $15? And it's a beyond belief that now that $15 turns into, okay, maybe it's not just one day, because people are so gracious with their money. Maybe we are doing amazing things. Maybe we are actually sending over a container full of amazing things for enabling them to now be self-sustaining, right? The next part of it. So anyways, I leave you with that story.
I love that story. Thank you for sharing it, because I want to now wrap this up and end with saying that when you are so open to share with your children and be that mom, as you said in the very beginning, you're a mom of 3 teenagers, and then to end with the story of now the second generation wants to do what you're doing, and that is giving to others. You're doing something very inspirational. And we've seen that word here through the comments that have been shared. And you are definitely a service hero. And, I always say because I have no problem with people being successful. It's celebrate success through service. So the fact that you are successful and you shared with us and you're humble about it, but you are successful, that's great, because you are doing something with your success. You're teaching others, you're inspiring others, and you're trying to find other ways and other people to say, okay, live out your passion. What is your passion and your purpose to go out there and make a difference? And if we, like our common advisor, senior advisor, Sherry Watson with the Power of Purpose, always says, her goal is to help 10,000 nonprofits become sustainable and change the way that things are done. And I love this. I love it. I love it. So, Caryn, thank you for being day
Thank
number
you.
87 of 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. You are definitely a service hero in
Thank you.
many, many ways. And I can only imagine what we're going to learn here forward. In fact, those that are watching this show, I've got some exciting things coming up because this is actually becoming quite popular, which I love, because you know what we're doing? We're highlighting people that are doing things for the positive, that we actually have good happening. We don't have to always just be hearing the bad, that there is so much good if we only look for it. And so that's what is going to be highlighting here soon. So September the 21st and 22nd, and hopefully I'll see you there in LA. We have the Spirit Summit that's taking place, and we are going to be highlighting Caryn and other service heroes for the first quarter. And we are going to announce there something pretty darn exciting that's going to be happening here soon. And so our stories are going to be getting out there, and then we are going to be having follow-up. I have tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going to be announcing that we will be having a hub for many of these stories here soon. So there's so much good that's happening. So take the challenge. If you yourself have thought, I got something I want to do, but you haven't done it, just do it. Thank you, Nike, for that. Credit where credit is due. But go out there, show up. As Sherry Watson has always told me, I show up everywhere. People know me because I show up. I just show up, and it's like, why are you here? I don't know, but I'm showing up. I know that I've got a passion, I've got a purpose, and I'm going to make it happen. Do you have one? Just say, I do, figure out what it is, and just do it. And stay close to us, because we know the people that, if you want to do it, just say it, figure it out, and then start going. And don't do it alone. You don't have to. Just like I tell my cancer community, don't do it alone. If you want to make a difference, don't do it alone. There are plenty out there will help you. So thank you, Caryn. Thank you.
Thank you.
And go out there and make it an awesome day, and try to get some sleep sometime.
I'll try on the plane.
There you go. All right. I'll see you later, and hopefully I'll see you in LA, September the 21st and 22nd, and I'll see all of you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.